Hey guys, welcome to another video. Since there were a couple comments or a couple answers to making more things WorldBox should add or fix, I'm back with another 16 things of things WorldBox should add or fix. Again, like in the last video, I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just trying to make recommendations that the devs can maybe see and get ideas from, or base some future updates off. And I know there's a new update, so some of the things I might say in this video might come out in the update. This video should release before the update, but you'll probably see it after the new WorldBox update comes out. But for now, let's get into the video. Okay, number 1. So the first thing on my list, the first 4 actually are gonna be about economy and the money throughout kingdoms, villages, and etc. But the first thing on my list is money stays in the kingdom. Like money is permanent in the kingdom. And what I mean by that is kind of confusing, but if we go over to just say Mizo, this guy has okay, I'm not going to see that number. 60 something coins. And then our total coins and population, yeah, there's this much. Just say I were to kill this guy, the total coins in the population would go down. And if I kill him, that makes sense. Maybe they get deleted. But if he gets killed in a war, that shouldn't mean the coins just go away. They should go back to, like, I don't know, they should go back to some place. And especially the kings. The king should pass down their money. Like, if this guy dies, he gives his inheritance to his kid. If someone dies in war, they shouldn't have all their money on them, so he should still give his inheritance to his kid. And what is that task that you're doing there, sir? I think it may, because sometimes there's kingdoms that have, they have like a 100-year-old king and they have 20,000 coins, and then when they die, all the coins leave the kingdom and their child is set back to 60 something coins. Like, it's sad for them. Like, it's so hard for the economies actually to form if the money just gets deleted whenever someone dies. Okay, number 2. So number 2 is going to also fall under economy, and it is civilian taxes / tribute actually go to something. Well, there might actually be something I've missed. Like, there could be something that people have found out, or if you dig in the files, that there's actually code or something for what happens to the money. But I'm pretty sure the money just goes to, like, this. It just comes here. Like, it makes it realistic that we have all this tribute and taxes. Like, let me just do a random thing really quick, and then we come down here, and there's our tribute. It doesn't say taxes at all. I just wish it, if there's tribute, or taxes, they'd at least, like, go to, maybe it'd say this many taxes are going to the army, this many taxes are going to building houses, and this might actually be better once the new update comes out, especially since you can control kingdoms in the new update and, like, build houses and cut down stuff. That might actually be added, or it'd be much more helpful, like, during that time. But it just kind of doesn't make sense. I mean, unless all these kings are just super greedy and they just want all the money
I'm here for money. Money.
to themselves, even though this guy only has 92, and the total population coins is 1,661. They could still have
money
going to them, and maybe there are reasons I just haven't seen yet. Maybe I'm just not smart. But I just feel like the
money
and this kingdom editor could be a little better with what the taxes and tribute actually goes to. So, number 3 is also with economy. War affects, like, economy, something. War just affects stuff. So, just say I whisper these 2 guys into war, and then just say, let's make it super sonic speed. Okay, so it's been probably only a month or 2. These guys are about to capture them. And there's probably tons of people. Like, these guys are probably all sad. Okay, they're not sad. But this guy, see, this 3-year-old, he's sad. Death of a family member. Yeah, because his parents are probably dying in this war. And the people are sad, yes, but it's like the only thing that's affected are population, and then maybe food because there's less farmers, and then there's also a little bit higher inscription rate, I guess. But and they just get new rulers and maybe they get a little angrier. But other than that, there's not much that happens. And you think there should be more. Like, these guys are coming in, they're just like raiding this entire town of everything. And then all these people, their economy stays the same, their money is fine, and they just don't care. They're just kind of like another day, another conquer from another kingdom.
Another day, another victory for the OG.
The only thing is that well, they have the happiness was conquered, or over here it has won a war. But that's the only effect of wars, like, at all. There should be more sadness. The kingdom should be like, so there should be actual downsides to starting wars, so that kingdoms, or in the new update, you can't just war, 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 war. All right, number 4. Paying jobs for civilians. This is all kind of wraps around just create maybe a economy tool tab here, even though it's a lot of work, just as a suggestion to see how all the trading or other stuff that they could add in the future is going. But the paying jobs is how people, like civilians, can get money. I don't know how the heck, like, these people get 11 coins because they found them on the ground. They don't get money to pay their taxes from their jobs. Like, it's not because they go here, they like harvest gold or something. I mean, there might be something in depth, but it doesn't actually show you like what job this guy has. Like, they should have professions, and then if I go, this guy's farming, so maybe he's a farmer, and then he makes blah 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 coin for every wheat or whatever he puts into the windmill. Like, there should just be like wages for people. So it's just another addition, tiny addition for an economy tool tab that would be pretty cool if they had jobs. So you could tell like which people are going to be richer in the future. Like, maybe both their parents have really good jobs. So then, oh yeah, he's probably going to get a good job. Or he's going to not get a good job and his parents are going to be so angry at him he's going to be kicked out of the house. I went too far on that. Okay. Number 5. The next 4 were actually recommended by at Funny SML Clips and one in the comments on one of my other videos. And there are 4 other ones. I might not be representing their exact ideas, but most of these ideas are based off what they said. And the first one is number 5, tribes slash things before kingdoms. Like, as in kind of in their words, they said it didn't make sense that you can just spawn in, like, if I just wanted to make a new kingdom over here, maybe I'll do orcs. I just put in like 20 orcs there, and I just create a kingdom. They just have a whole society, a law, a king. They just have all of that in like seconds, or I guess months. Yeah, because months pass pretty fast in this. It doesn't really have speed though. And they can just go pop right into it. But I think it'd be cooler if they had like maybe rougher borders, or if it was its own tool tab and it was just tribes. Or maybe it wouldn't be its own tool tab. It would probably fall under the kingdoms tool tab, and then you could just see tribes. They'd have like different borders. Maybe they have like rough borders or something, so you can tell, oh, that's a tribe. They haven't developed yet. And then maybe there could be like they'd be smaller, and then there could be like 5 tribes here, and then they join into one kingdom. But it kind of makes it a little more realistic and a little more fun, because then everyone will evolve. So like if you just started it, it shouldn't be like these guys are already like industrializing, not industrializing, but they have tons of houses. They have a king. That makes sense because it's been what? Okay, 34 years isn't that long, but if I just spawn these guys in, like they don't have anything, and they suddenly just have a king and have an economy, and they have everything. They have like a language, they have a culture, they have so much stuff that just spawns in when they're born. So like it just doesn't make any sense. And I think it would be much more realistic if they slowly evolved into kingdoms, or they slowly became like powerful tribes. So then, like, oh yeah, we qualify as a kingdom now. New word in the language, kingdom. Like the Mesopotamians in like ancient history, they're like the first kingdoms, and they didn't even call themselves kingdoms. They just kind of were like important. They were just dignified tribes at that time. Number 6. This is also as I said, the next 4 were by at Funny SML Clips 1, but number 6 is more noble ranks. So like princes, queens, and emperors. This would also have to do with my more diplomacy from the earlier video where they could form empires and stuff. But if there were more noble ranks, such as like this guy is a king, but then there could also be a queen, so you know like specifically who he's married to. They might not then they could have like different jobs. Like maybe the king is like a war dude and the queen is like controls like the economic stuff in the town, and there could be princes, so you can know, oh, that's the guy in line for the king. Like you could be the first prince, second prince, so then you know who they're gonna decide to be the next king, rather than just some random. Like if I just go to the clan tree, the next king is probably just gonna be some, like of this place. Our king, who is our king here? Is Grimu. This guy is probably gonna be the next king. Just some random man who's not even related to him. Actually, wait, let me see. Bamora. Oh, he is. Okay, well, he is related. That's nice. So he's probably going to be the king. But they normally don't base it off, even if you change their culture, they sometimes just plop in a random child from, like, that just came over during a war from another kingdom. Like, it doesn't really make sense how they make stuff, and it just clear up some stuff in the hierarchies of the kingdoms. Number 7. This it's like an addition to the family tree that I was suggesting in the last video, but DNA-based family tree. This comes with the noble ranks. So, like, if there's not dynasty, but if there's a royal family tree coming from this kingdom, and then they're like Amdarkara or something, and then there's a noble family tree here, and then one of them they like secretly, or I don't know how this would work because they don't normally, they'd have to be touching and they'd have to have a higher chance of like kids from other places, or maybe it's like 100 years these guys conquered these guys, and there's a kid from this king and this, just say it's a queen, and then you can look at their DNA, or over like 1,000 years you can look at their DNA, and it'll say like 90% Amaduraka, and then there's like some of their ancestors were Mizo, and some of them were Polisna or something like that, but like a little more DNA based, because that also work well with their subspecies. Because I think it'd be really cool if they added on to subspecies, because subspecies are already so good as they are. But if they made the family tree and connected it with subspecies, so then these two could be connected and all that stuff. I just think it'd be cool if you could have family trees, but then also see like specifics about the family tree. Number 8, large migrations. So this one is also a lot like my tourism and traveling one. But a lot of these are just kind of connecting more thoughts that I had from my past video. So it's just adding on to those mostly. There are some new ones, but back to the thing. If it was like, again, with the wars have effects, if these guys like, look, there's 29 guys coming in, all of these guys are like, oh my gosh, we're so scared, I don't like living here, like, look at this, they're charging in, and then maybe 5 of these guys decide like, let's just migrate somewhere, and then they'd migrate like down here, and then they'd come in, and they'd be like refugees, and then they can move over here to escape the war or something, and there could also be other reasons, like how there were tons of migrations from Europe to America in the 1900s. There could be other reasons, like we just decided it's just a random event. There's tons of migrating people coming here. Or there's tons of orcs that just decided, yeah, we want to live with the elves for some reason. They just have a good economy and we have no one living here. It might mess up the early kingdoms because a lot of people would probably just like straight up leave the early kingdoms because like, man, it sucks here. Why do we live here? Because like they have a campfire, no homes, and they just built a little like cage for food. And then over here they have like tons of homes. They have like no homeless people. They have tons of food. Okay, well they definitely have homeless people. They have tons of food. They have tons of trees. They have society. They have people. And even though they're orcs, if they if they made more inter-subspecies stuff where they could go in between their kingdoms, or that could be a setting you could add on, I guess. And then they can migrate. Again, a lot of these could work really well with our world laws. If we went here, and there's tons of stuff. I do have one of these mods added on. This is just one I recommended in my mods thingy. But if they had it like down here, maybe. I don't like having those on. Or like, just say they had a whole nother section for like economy or traveling or something. And then they could do something like that. Like they could have They could have a section that's just migrating, traveling, and tourism. Like if you want to don't allow it, so then like it's everyone stays in their own kingdoms, you could do that. But if you want migrations, and then maybe you could like track them or something, like it'd be a notification like the Great Orc Migration, or they give them like random names. So they give the wars like Bloody Clash, Bad Clash, like Great Migration, um, swarm of orcs or something, and then they'd have like a migration thing up here, and then it'd be our traveling, and then they could have like a big curvy line or something. I don't know, but it could be like another thing with traveling if there's a big disaster happening, and it definitely connects back with the economy thing. All right, number 9. These are no longer the suggestions, and these are all my ideas. Number 9 is ideals and emotions for maybe not every civilian, but at least for leaders and kings or important people. What I mean by this is like, just say, chickens are migrating into there, or they're starting a war with people they don't want to start a war with, or some random dude. It's kind of like traits. Ideals is a little more like traits. Like, ideal maybe content. They just want to live alone and they don't want to like be the ruler or anything. And those are kind of like ideals too. The ones that with your brain, but there's not that many of them. And also the ideals could be like wars are bad, or I don't like this biome, or chicken people are weird, or chicken people like um killed my cat, so I hate them forever, or what, I don't know. Um, but also with that, they could have emotions. Like they do have emotions, I know, but if they went more in depth, like or reactions, I guess. If there's tons of like if they do make migrating, or if there's people that are just walking through, or if there's a group of people who are doing something, like there's a two clans that are like clashing or something, then maybe they can have emotions if other people are coming over, if there's a kingdom and they're like, I don't like fighting that kingdom, like why are we doing this? They're kind of, emotions and ideals are kind of the same thing as what I'm talking about. But like, if the chickens, they're all like, just say there's a kingdom of cats here, and the chickens are, there's like millions of them just migrating into the cats. The cats are like, we don't like these chickens migrating in. And then maybe you could see just what each individual person thinks, and it could just be random things about their life, or random things, and then you could like maybe see a majority of people, like a majority of people think the king is being dumb. Like he is declaring war on hundreds of nations. This is not good.
Fotografia twoja rozpaliła ty.
And then you could just lead to revolutions or just more insight on what the civilians think. Because all these like random people, they're like never noticed. There's not much you can do with them. I mean, you can like take control of them and favorite them and watch their entire lives for the rest of their lives. But like, um, you can't like you don't really get to get the insights on them. If you really study someone, you can learn all of this, and you can see pay taxes, all this stuff. You can learn about them. And you can learn about them based off of, wait, are all of them mute? No, they're not. Based off of their traits and all this stuff. You could learn a lot about them, but I think if they had something so you could just click on them and learn about them, like you can with kings and leaders. Like the kings, you can just tell, oh yeah, this king has been declaring war on a ton of people. And then they have tons of details about kings and leaders. Number 10, books about specific things. While this doesn't have to be that they generate like exactly what it is, if there's a massive like catastrophe, like environmental, like a hurricane sweeps through, maybe someone would write a book about the big hurricane or something, and then they change the title every time or something, or there'd be like 5 titles they would have for each disaster, or they'd just be big hurricane of year. Like they say the year, say what happened, and then maybe like there's a cruel ruler, they put his name in there, like the cruelties of, what's this guy's name? I want to see what his name is. I don't think he's actually cruel. He's probably really nice. Anola. Yeah, he's content and peaceful. He's probably actually really nice. Like the nice escapades of Enola. And they could have a whole book about a specific man. And not that I could have it read, but it's kind of cool to look back on what they actually are writing about, so then they can spread the news throughout like the entire world, which will be much more important in the next update, because when you can see the fog of war, like what places people can actually see. And that would be really important, because if they can, if they know like these guys, then they could spread information. And then if there's a cruel king that just came, all of these guys could learn about it, and then maybe start go say their emotions, and they could be like, we don't like that, we don't like that, we don't like that. But they can spread the information all around these kingdoms and stuff, which would make it like really cool, because then over time they could, like, little kids can learn, oh wow, that king was really mean. I don't know. Like this guy could learn about the cool escapades of Enola. If it was like 1,000 years later and the book still existed somehow, then they could be like, wow, that's a cool king, or the first king, or the beginning of time, or like a book about whatever their religions are, or whatever. I don't know what religions they really make. It doesn't have much description on that, but yeah, that's what I mean. Number 11. This one kind of has to do with number 10 too, but books are more important. And not really more important, but mainly books are read more, and they're a bigger impact on people's lives. Like if I actually go to any of these languages, or nope, not cultures. If we go here, it says books written. Okay, wait, no, there's no cool memory. Oh, that's the world name. Plot started, most populated. So these are all about this one place. And just say, um, let's get a random dude. Let's get this guy to write a book. It's forcing you to write book. You can't write a book. Why can't you write a book? I'm going to force you to write a book with this mod. Wait, no, I can't do that. Let's try to go over here. And boom. Why can't you make a book? Why can nobody make books? Okay, never mind, I need to fix that too. But just say there was a book in circulation. I don't have an example for it right now, I guess, because no one likes to make books. But if there just say there actually were books over here, there'd be books written. Just say there's 20 books written. It'd be like 40 books read, and then like 5 books burnt, or like 19 books burnt, and they'd all just go away like instantly. Like they don't actually, like in when they were making the monolith, they say someone comes across an ancient demon book, and then they learn the ancient demon language. But I wish they could actually do that. Like if the books contained, there's like the alphabet of insert language name here, blah blah blah. It'd be cool if there's a demon language. Like if you had 1,000 years of demons, and then you just set in like millions of snowmen, and then they just killed everybody, and then you put in humans later, and they come across this book in the snow, and it's like the demon language, and they learn about the demonic language, and then it slowly starts to spread and take over the world until everyone starts summoning demons back, and then they take over the world again. But I don't know, I just feel like it'd add some fun to the game if the books were read more and had more important things inside of them. Number 12. Language evolves. This is like how the tribes evolve into kingdoms, but with language evolves, what I mean by this is like all the languages. This is actually kind of small part, but all the languages, if I went here, just say, well, I want to see this language, because this language is only 1 year old. If I went over here, and then I were to go say here, they shouldn't have like melodic, elegant words, beautiful calligraphy, because they don't know what the heck that means. All the old languages, they should just start out flat with ancient runes. Like there should be, this is an ancient language. There should be another one here that's like special, no touching, ancient language or something. And then like maybe they get forgotten over time, or maybe like the books, they're stored in books and people remember them. Number 13. This one actually has been rumored to happen in the new update, but it might not be exactly what I mean. And what I mean is more farming, not animals this time, as that actually is domestic animals might actually become a thing in the new update. But what I mean is like crops and farming. First of all, more crops would be amazing. Like if they could find out how to do berries or something, or if they could find out how to like grow trees, something on trees. Maybe they wanted to grow trees somewhere. I don't know. Maybe grow coconuts. Maybe grow desert fruits or whatever that grow in the desert, because I know there's desert berries that grow out here, and sometimes they actually have them in their villages. Like, I don't think they'll have them. But if there's a cold area, like a frozen area, there's like frozen berries there too. And there's tons of, but it's hard to get those because they're only in those specific areas. Like the desert berries are only there, and you can't just grow them. Even if growing desert berries would be kind of weird, the second part makes a little more sense and is like more farmland. Like all villages are allowed to have is just one windmill. And then sometimes it gets like cut off, like over here. This windmill's like cut off by the border, and there's nothing they can do because they put it in like the worst spot possible. But I think it'd be cool if they could actually move it around once they get more territory, or they could just make multiple windmills in multiple areas. All right, number 14. I moved to a new map because I like the smaller maps where everyone's a little less sophisticated. But number 14 is more leader types. So this is might be kind of get confused with the other one that we had recommended that was about leaders earlier, more noble ranks. But in that one, what I described was like what different jobs they can have. But in this one, it's basically connecting back with that one. Again, a lot of these are connecting back with past ones. But this one, I mean, it's different because instead of just having like the princes are like they like do the economy or the queens do the economy. What I mean with this one is like if there's a more diplomacy again, there could be different levels of kings and emperors. Like just say I'm gonna make an alliance just to put this in perspective because this is gonna look a little better. Okay, so just say this is a kingdom right here. Just say this is just say this is a kingdom right here. Or no, this is a kingdom, this is a kingdom, this is an empire. Let's just say that. But just say this little guy here is now the emperor. He is now royal and stuff like that. But he is now the emperor of this empire, whatever you call it, because it's not really an empire. What I mean by new kingdom rules is like the king, instead of this guy's a king, he rules the kingdom. This guy is also not, this guy's not the king. Just say this guy's the king of this kingdom. And then if they could be the king of the alliance, or since they don't have empires yet, they could just have the king or like the administrator of the alliance. Like there's a leader who leads the alliance altogether, or there's someone who leads like little uprising. Maybe there's someone they're starting a revolt and they get a new leader, or there's like a clan leader. Maybe there's a clan leader who's not the king. If there's a clan leader who's not the king, then they can make themselves like a dynasty, I guess. I don't know. This is kind of implying that other stuff comes in and it's kind of confusing. So it's not one of the best ones I have recommended, but it's basically implying that there's dynasties and empires and stuff. And if there are, we need different noble ranks too. All right. Number 14. So this one is one that would be really cool. It's kind of like how I was talking that books should have more and languages should have more. But this one is more religions. I don't know if we actually have any religions at the moment. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we don't. I'm on the religion. One way they make religions is if they see, I'm pretty sure if they see you doing something, like a surprise, and they run around and they tell people. Instead of people get surprised, they create religions. Like they get surprised by rain falling in the sky. This isn't working for some reason. They might just speed up, and there we go. Just gotta take a look at what's happening. Make a religion. You stupid. The heck? This is supposed to work. Just keep surprising them. Make a religion. Can I force them to make a religion? There's no religions. Okay, I'm just gonna go speed and just do all this stuff I can do. Do like lava? You kill like millions of people. That's it. And then lightning. Oh wait, I didn't know about that. Huh? It's lava. Oh, I just got an achievement. Why are there no religions? The heck? Look at this. This is not natural. You stupid little children. Look at this. There's no way this is gonna turn from cold to desert to cold to desert out the pod. Okay, I'm just gonna surprise these guys. Okay. Are you ever gonna create a religion? Oh, let's go. Okay. We finally got these guys to create a why is it? No, I know that's unit. Okay, so it's Emirararism. So this Emirararism. I don't have the thing turned on right now. But basically, now we can go back to the point after massacring this entire civilization of people. Basically, what I mean by more religion is the religions actually like impact tons of the other things. Like Like, first of all, I think it'd be cool if they were limited to these, because normally if I gave them, okay, I don't have it on, but normally if I gave them, like, one of these Rite of Falling Stars, they can do, even if I don't give it to them, they'll just do all of them anyway. They're just, like, more commonly prone to doing those ones, I'm pretty sure. But you can still activate it, and they can still activate it. But we have this whole kingdom here, and even though they're a new kingdom, let's just say we have the village layer. Yeah, okay. We'd go here and look at this. They have crystal salt. Food editor. Oh, this is okay. That's a new thing with my mod. This is from Sandbox. That is really cool. I had no idea that. But look at this. We have crystal salt here. Okay. And if we go to their nearest village, okay, they have some crystal salt, but they also have a crystal biome right there. So if you go like up here, these guys probably have, yeah, they have one crystal salt because some people are probably mining in there. I think it'd be much cooler, like in the old days, like how these guys would get crystal salt. Like you'd see, like, just because this kingdom has crystal salt, I'm gonna use the mod to represent this. But this kingdom would get like, normally the weaker kingdoms would get like 10 crystal salt. Some of the most powerful kingdoms would get like 40, and then sometimes after a long time they'd get like max crystal salt. But normally that didn't happen, and they could sometimes even trade with their neighbors more commonly. Alright, so that was all my ideas, even though if some of them weren't quite as good as the other video, and even if some of them might come out in the newest update. I hope some of you guys can watch this before the update. I hope some of you guys get ideas, and then also I hope that any of the devs could someday find an idea of mine, or even if it didn't find my idea, I just hope that some of these ideas would be used in the game, because some of the ideas are really feel like they'd be a big game changer, especially like economy, because it'd be a whole trade aspect, and you could see which countries have what, which countries are trading with who, and that might actually be a thing in the new update, as you can control kingdoms. But I don't know, that might have to have its own toolbar, and that's a lot to ask of the devs. So, as always, I'm not trying to be mean to the devs, as I already said at the beginning. I just want to get ideas out there, and if I ever seem like I'm being mean, then of course I'm always sorry, because the devs made this game, so I can't really be talking if I want them to do more. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and always consider to like and subscribe, like Little Spectre says, and check out any other channels like Little Spectra or Little Spectra GD, Little Spectra Live, all that stuff. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye!